Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name is Helen and today's practice will be a cardio yoga flow. So just do what you can. Remember, you can always pause the video, get your breath back, but keep plugging away because the more we practice, the more consistency we have, the stronger and more flexible we become. We will start standing, come with feet hip distance apart, knees stacked over ankles, hips over the knees, shoulders are back and down. Palms are facing forward, chin parallel to the earth, crown to the sky. Close the eyes and just take a moment to center. Noticing your feet in contact with the earth, all four corners. Deep even breathing. Maybe take a big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Let everything go. Notice anywhere you're holding tension, any gripping in the body. Try and send the breath there to release. Easier said than done. And then when you're ready, slowly open the eyes. On an inhale, bring the palms up to the sky, full body stretch. Exhale, hands back down by the sides. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, let go. One more of these. Inhale, lift. And exhale, let go. On an inhale, palms come up. Circle the left wrist with the right fingertips. Bring the left foot behind. Just lean over into this beautiful side stretch. So I'm not mirroring you here. Breathing into the side body. Inhale, come back up over to the other side. Pulling out of this wrist maybe with the opposite hand. Stretching all down the side body. Back to center. One more each side. Inhaling as you reach up and exhaling as you lean over. Back up. And then final side. And inhale back to center. On an inhale, palms come up. And exhale, rotate round to one side. So twisting from the waist. Just warming up the spine here. Back to center, arms come back up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Back to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side. And inhale, center. Bring the arms up to the sky, and as you exhale, bend the knees and fold over the legs. Just draping the torso on the thighs, maybe letting the head go, looking from side to side, shaking yes and no. Bending the knees as much as you need to. Then on an inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Cactus the arms and open the chest to the sky. Again, inhale, forward folding, draping the body. Inhale, engage in the front spine, coming up. Cactus to the sky. One more of these. Folding forward, draping. Inhale, engage the front spine, chest to the sky. And release. Okay, we'll begin. We'll start with Surya Namaskar A. Big toe mounds together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank. Hold here. Lower all the way to the earth. Inhale for a cobra. So we're just warming up here. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. First dog of the practice, so maybe pedal out the feet a little bit. Waking up those hamstrings. And exhale everything you've got. Look forward, Just walk up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Hold here for a moment. Then lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, up to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs again. Exhale everything. Look forward and step up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, engage the front spine, come all the way up to standing, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and this time maybe jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a one breath here. Exhale all you've got. Then look forward and jump or step to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a free breath. Exhale all you've got. Jump or step up. Forward fold. Tall mountain. Palms to chest. Last one. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Jump or step back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a free breath. Empty your lungs. Bend the knees. Jump or step up. Forward fold. All the way up to the top. Palms to chest. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, fingertips to the earth. Bend in the knees, get in the depth of the chair. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps up. Warrior one. Hands come down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe. So these Surya Namaskar B are quite dynamic. Remember, you don't have to do all the chaturangas. You can always take child. You can always stay in dog. Whatever feels good for you. Empty the lungs. Look forward. Jump or step up. Forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, mountain. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps up. Warrior one. Side A. Exhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps up. Warrior one. Side B. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Reconnect. Calm the mind. Calm the breath. Bend the knees, exhale. Jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Chair pose. Samasthiti. Again, inhale chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps up. Warrior one. Exhale, palms to the floor. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps up. Warrior one. Exhale. Hands come down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Exhale everything from the lungs. Look forward, jump or step up. Forward fold. Inhale chair. Samasthiti. From here, inhale palms up. Exhale forward fold. Inhale halfway lift. Exhale step back to plank. Stacking the right hand underneath the right shoulder or slightly in front. Rock onto the right edge of the right foot. Side plank. Hold here 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down. Left side. Engaging the whole of the left side body. Stacking the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes down. Back to the right side. You can stagger the feet for this one. We'll do some arches or twists. Exhale. Top arm comes underneath. Inhale, open. Exhale, pulling underneath in a twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Hand comes down. Left side. Stagger the feet. Exhale, curl under. Inhale, open. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a free breath. Empty the lungs, bend the knees. Launch to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Samasthiti. Reconnect with the breath. And we'll continue with our second sequence. On an inhale, bend the knees. Come to chair, get the depth of your fingertips to the earth. We'll come up to this chair pose. Hold here for a few breaths. So in chair, we want the tailbone going down. We don't want to flare up. Arms as wherever they're comfortable, depending on the flexibility of your shoulders. Breathing here, grounding down into the feet, maybe lifting the toes. Bring the palms to the chest. As you exhale, we'll take an inhale. As you exhale, rotate and hook the left elbow outside the right thigh. Inhale up, exhale, right elbow, left thigh. Inhale up, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center, release the hands. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step up. Low lunge. Lengthen out of the waist. Back leg straight and strong. Grounding into the front heel. Inhale, come up for high lunge. Take a breath or so here. Arms to a T. Rotate towards the bent leg. Back to center. Arms up. Coming to all the way onto the front foot. The back leg steps in. We step back. Back to a T. Twist over again to the right. Inhale, center. Arms up. And we'll carry on like this in this sequence. Twist, center, step up. Lunge, T, twist, lunge, step up. Lunge, T, twist, T, lunge, step up. So you do it in time with your breath. We're just building up our cardio here. So using these thigh muscles, the biggest muscles in the body, pumping a lot of blood to them. They're using a lot of energy. So the heart rate going up. Burning out this front thigh. Couple more. And then when you come back to high lunge again, pause there, step up, Samasthiti. Inhale, palms to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. This time left leg lifts. Left foot steps up. Come into this low lunge. Get your alignment. Grounding into the front heel. High lunge. Take a breath here. Reconnect. Then arms to a T. Rotate to the left. Back to a T. High lunge. Back foot steps in. Step back. T. Twist. T. Lunge. Step. Lunge. T. Twist. T, lunge, step. And keep going in time with your body and your breath. You may be a lot faster than me. You may be the same as me. You may be slower than me. We are all different. And that's why what makes us all so great. A few more of these. Raising that heart rate, getting the sweat dripping. Next time you come to high lunge, stay here for a moment and then step up to the top of the mat and shake it out. Palms come to the chest, take a breath. Then inhale, palms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, step back to plank. Hold here. pushing the floor away with the hands, engaging the front spine, legs are engaged, shoulders are protracted, breath is steady and even, mind is calm. Very slowly lower all the way to the earth. Here we'll come into locust. First of all, zip up those legs together. Hands come behind with the palms facing upwards, forehead to the earth. And inhale, everything lifts. So keep the back of the neck long, looking just in front of the mat, and lower down. 10 of these. Inhale, lift. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From here you can bend the legs and maybe come into bow. If not, just stay in a locust. Remembering to breathe, and then exhale, let everything go. Forehead comes to the palms that are stacked on the earth, breathing here. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push up to plank, reconnect, take a chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, empty the lungs, look forward, step or jump up, forward fold, inhale all the way up to the sky, palms to chest, and just center here, close the eyes, reconnect with the breath. And we'll move on. This will be the last little cardio sequence. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps up. Come up, warrior 2. Pause here for a moment. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Inhale, come up. Elbow to knee, sweep the top arm down, side angle variation. Here, engage the core. Both arms extend in front. Straighten the front leg. Maybe shuffle the back foot in. Come into triangle, whatever version is good for you. Lifting the bottom arm, come into this triangle with floating arms. Bend the front knee, back to warrior 2. Left hand to left hip, half moon. And back to warrior 2. Cartwheel down, vinyasa. So we'll do this on the left slowly, and then we will jazz it up a bit. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up. Come up, warrior 2. Take a breath here. Get in the pose. Get in the base. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse. Moving into side angle variation. Really reaching out of that waist. Then hovering the bottom arm and the top arm. straightening, coming up, coming into a triangle. Then floating the bottom arm, so you're doing triangle with suspended arms. Back to warrior two. Right hand to right hip, half moon. Warrior two. Cartwheel down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We'll move through that breath to movement a couple of times. Take a free breath. Exhale. And we begin. Inhale, right leg lifts. Right foot steps up. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Back warrior two. Straighten the leg. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. Half moon. Warrior two. Vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Warrior two. Straighten the leg. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. Half moon. Warrior two. Vinyasa. And breathe. Right leg lifts. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Warrior two. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. Half moon. Warrior two. Vinyasa. All meet in dog. Reconnect. Left leg lifts. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Warrior two. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. Half moon. Warrior two. Vinyasa. We'll do that one more time each side. Right leg lifts. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Warrior two. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. Half moon. Warrior two. Vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle variation. Floating side angle. Warrior two. Triangle. Floating triangle. Warrior two. half moon, warrior two, vinyasa. Take a breath in downward dog. Now we'll just do the little icing on the cake. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step up. Come into warrior two. You might need a block for this at the front of the mat. We're going to move into, I'll step back a bit, some half moon crunches. Left hand to left hip, come forward. So it might be easier with a block. Opening into half moon. Top arm comes forward and then knee to elbow. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Back to warrior two. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps up. Warrior two. Half moon crunches this side. Right hand to right hip. Coming forward into half moon. Not sure it is easier with the block. Top arm forward and then knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release down. Take a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Knees to the earth. Child's pose. I just reconnect here. Slow the breath. Let the heartbeat reduce. Let go of any thoughts you're having towards yourself, whether or not you did that sequence all the way through or you paused. It was quite vigorous. I don't suppose I looked very elegant doing it, and that's okay. And from here, we'll make our way on to the back for a little core sequence. So bringing the feet to the earth, hands in front, and use the strength of the core to release down one vertebra at a time. Maybe bring the knees into the chest for a moment. And release. We have a yoga block here. You can actually use this as a little bit of a guide. If you don't have one, it doesn't matter. So feet are grounded onto the floor. Kind of the legs are sort of in it, what you would have a bridge pose, but a bit further extended. And we'll roll up to a sit up. So take the yoga block between the hands. Arms are above the chest. Inhale. Come all the way up to seated and bring the block up. So when you come up the first time, you might want to rearrange your feet. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Using the core to control the movement. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And come all the way back down. Brilliant. Just stand here for a moment. We will work on some bicycles. So bringing the hands behind the head, knees come up to tabletop. On an inhale, chest lifts. The right leg will extend. The right elbow touches the left knee, then this right leg comes up, down, and switch. So you don't have to do this very fast. Moving mindfully, in time with your breath. Think about lengthening that leg like a ballet dancer. Of course, if this is too tough, you can just do a normal bicycle. A few more of these. Last one. And in, and release down, hug the knees in. Then bring the knees to tabletop. Shins parallel to the earth. Arms extending up to the sky, and we'll move into some dead bugs. Right arm goes back and left leg extends, and then come back up. Vice versa. And continue like this. Extending one arm and the opposite leg back to the midline, really pressing that lower back into the earth. We don't want the back arching. Mindful movements. Enjoying these abs. Few more each side. One more. And knees come into chest. Give yourself a little hug. Plant the feet. Come up into a bridge pose, stretching out the front side of the body. The hip flexors. We did a lot of stepping forward, a lot of crunching of our bodies. So it's really great to do this counter pose. Slowly release down. Knees come back into the chest. Rock and roll up to seated. Pull the flesh of the glutes behind you. Lengthen out of the waist. We'll sit here for a moment in staff pose. You can always have the knees bent if this is a little bit too much. And from here, inhale the arms up to the sky, tipping from the hip crease. Come into a forward fold. Lengthening the spine, keeping the feet and the legs active, and descend over. You can always use your block to release into. Bringing the breath down, bringing the heartbeat down. And you can stay with this forward fold, or if it's in your practice, move to Halasana plow pose, making sure there's enough room behind you. Coming back up to seated, and then rolling back, feet going all the way over the head, supporting the lower back with the hands. If you're in plow, don't move the head from side to side, just keep it neutral. Bring the tops of the toes to the floor if your feet are in contact with them. Maybe extend the arms along the mat. From here, slowly come out, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Moving into fish pose, hands underneath the hips, legs come all the way down, press into the elbows, chest comes up to the sky and minimal weight is on the crown of the head. Breathe in here, opening the throat, front of the neck, the chest. And slowly releasing down. Bringing the knees back up to tabletop. Arms come out to a cactus. Release the legs gently over to the left side. Maybe looking over the right shoulder for a supine twist. Back to center. Over to the other side. Feels so good to wring out that spine. Back to the midline. Separate the knees to face the armpits, feet to the sky for a happy baby. Trying to keep the entire length of the spine on the earth. If you like, you can put your peace fingers around the big toes, maybe extend the legs straight. You don't have to. Nice little groin stretch here. And when you're ready, bring the legs back into center. And very slowly release one foot at a time out onto the mat. Palms are facing upwards. Savasana. And I will draw a card for us from the animal spirit deck that I have. And maybe a reading that can take us into next week, following days. I have drawn Otter Spirit. You are never alone. Like true friends, otters nurture each other and express their affection through touch. Actions such as holding hands and giving hugs offer reassurance that we are never really alone and that we are always cherished. Otter Spirit has appeared to remind you to experience and express friendship in a tangible and even tactile way. Communicate with your voice, your facial expressions, your gestures, and your actions, letting your love express itself beyond just the words you speak. Otter Spirit's message is that presence matters, so remember to be fully present with those you care about, helping them sense the love and affection and appreciation you have for them. Now is a time for a joyful celebration of the love in your life that expresses as friendship and companionship. Hug someone, touch their arm, or simply look into their eyes and with your full attention saying, I care, you matter. Make time for friendship. Otter Spirit promises that the moment you reach out, you will remember that you too have many who love and care about you. You are never alone, and you are always loved. Start to bring your awareness to the furthest away sound that you can hear. And then to the closest sound that you can hear. Bring your awareness back into the room, into your space. Bring the awareness back into the body, to the fingers and the toes. Maybe now is the time to do a full body stretch. Lengthening from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. And then when you are ready, bring in the knees into the chest one by one. Giving yourself a little hug, embracing that otter spirit. And gently falling over onto your favorite side. Pausing for a moment in a fetal position. And then when you're ready, with the eyes closed, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Stacking the shoulders above the hips, spine nice and tall. Maybe the palms are face down on the knees to represent grounding. Chin is parallel to the earth. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Bring the palms to the chest. And thank you for practicing with me today in this cardio yoga flow. I hope you build up a bit of a sweat, which I did too. It feels so good to get that blood pumping, the energy moving around our bodies. There's no yoga practice that we ever regret doing because afterwards we feel so good. I hope to see you again soon, and thank you once again for joining me today. Thank you.